We are live. Well, we're almost live. Let's turn on the Facebook stream. Hey everybody, the ride starts in 12 minutes. Just out here spinning in the desert until that happens. Ever done one of these Facebook watch parties? I'm afraid you're all in for a big letdown. So, word on the street is, this is going to be the biggest group ride in the history of Zwift, at least based on how many have RSVP'd. The RSVP count has already broken the record, so we'll see how it works. Join the event now. I'll probably already be way far back.
Right on.
See how this goes. Man, I'm just sitting here waiting for a call up. You have to go hard at the beginning to pass the 600 people in front of me so I can catch up to Eric and Geraint. All these hellos. Hello from Ohio. Yes. ride is going to be a zoo. So many people on it. Yes, Will Webb, I do have a rocker plate. I love this thing. Oh, rockin' motion. It's got the inflatable rubber balls that you can change the pressure on, change how stiff it is. And mine are flat. I have no air at all in them because I like the looseness of it. I think it feels more natural that way. I use it a lot. Every time the road turns up. And just to get out of the saddle. Yeah, it feels natural too, Will, for sure. I think the keeping it really loose is the key to it feeling natural. When they're too tight, can't just swing it side to side easily. You don't get that natural movement at all.
Ride on.
Part of the reason I wanted to stream this ride is to also record the stream. I'm thinking of doing a Zwift Insider post with a title something like "The Weirdness of Large Group Rides on Zwift." There are some strange things that happen when you've got thousands of riders. Part of that is it only renders nearby riders. So you can see here in the start gates, it looks like it's just a little pack of riders in the back, and then Geraint and Eric are up front, but there's actually 1,600 riders here. They're all in between me and the start line, but it's not rendering all of them, because that takes a lot of processing power on my computer's side. That's why Zwift does it that way. So you have the weirdness of not seeing everyone. You also have the weirdness of not seeing all the messages that are being sent. You only see nearby messages. Which means eventually on this ride, as it stretches out, we will start seeing that people are going to start sending messages to Geraint and Eric. Geraint and Eric won't see them. At least I think that's how it works as a leader. Maybe the leaders see all the messages. I know the standard, just the group riders who aren't leaders, they don't see the messages from riders who are further away. So it gets a little weird. I'm going to see if I can just hang with Geraint and or Eric. I don't know if they'll be together. My guess is they'll ride fairly close together. If they're going too hard, I won't hang with them because I already raced today and it was terrible and I've lost. So we'll see what the pace is. Usually the pace on these isn't real high. Find out. Yeah, well, that is the big question, whether the servers will be able to handle it well. Supposedly, they've got the infrastructure to handle significantly more than this. Usually what happens is people see problems on their own side from their own hardware. If you're running this on an underpowered laptop or a third generation Apple TV maybe, you see frame rates dropping and problems with that. But that's nothing Zwift can upgrade from their end in terms of server power. That's just a hardware issue on the user side. 2 minutes, we're at 2,350 riders. I'm thinking a lot more people RSVP'd for this than are going to show up. Maybe. There was 4,600 plus signed up this morning. A lot of people with the best of intentions. They got stuck at work. $2,500 riders. Geraint is actually in Zwift headquarters in Long Beach right now. I'm not sure if Eric Min is in Long Beach right now or where he lives in London. Who knows? Beauty of Zwift. Seconds. Yeah, I don't think we're going to break 3,000. We'll probably have a bunch of late joiners. Alright, here we go. Keeping around 2.5 watts per kilo here, Geraint says. That's good news. I didn't want to go above that. Alright. Let's see if we can go catch him. Got a lot of Zwift HQ people here today. So you can see as I ride through the pack, it renders more and more riders around me. So even though it looks like there's no one in front of me, it's jam-packed in front of me, between me and the beacons. This is where people with low-end hardware start to see their frame rates go to 5 instead of 60 or less. Let's see, where are we? Oh, Geraint's behind me. Alright. Yeah, Allison, the empty bikes thing, that's a sign of underpowered hardware on your side. See a lot of that when it gets busy like this. Geraint said 2.5 watts per kilo. It's about 300 watts for me. Not 300, no, I'm not that big. 200 watts. Which is good. That's a good pace after a race. Thanks for joining me, everybody. This is the first ever Zwift Insider watch party. Does it get any more thrilling than this? Think not. Yes, we had 4,600 plus RSVP'd, but 2,700 were actually in the ride. So it qualifies as the largest ride in terms of RSVPs, but I think it's not the largest ride in terms of actual attendance. Well guys, this is a common problem with me, given my incredible cycling fitness. But I have dropped Geraint Thomas. Now I gotta go back for him. He is the ride leader after all. Easing up. Geraint says he's not eating at In-N-Out burgers? Come on, man. What are you doing in SoCal if you're not eating at In-N-Out? Just realized I forgot to put on a sweatband. Gonna be regretting that. You can see in my mini map, Zwift is only rendering, I think it's the closest 100 riders. I could be wrong. It's somewhere around that, maybe 150. You can see it's just rendering the ones near me, but not the ones further away, because this is basically a solid pack of 2,700 riders, stretching way, way back. I don't even know if I'm on the front. Thank you, Mrs. Zwift Insider, for your support. I don't know if I'm anywhere near the front or not. You know, Geraint and Eric are behind a ways. Zoom this back out. You can see the beacons. Geraint's the yellow beacon, and Eric's the red one. I guess it makes sense he gets the yellow beacon since he, won the tour and all that. Tons of questions coming through across chat. Geraint's going to have an assistant to answer things. They're so fast you can't even read them. They get covered up by the next one. So there's another one. Another weirdness of huge group rides on Zwift. Messaging shows its weaknesses. You've got 2,000 people popping up messages. It's really not made to support that kind of traffic. Today for my first ever Zwift Insider live stream, thought I would wear a combination of kits. So, my jersey, I'm wearing my Main Street Bikes kit from our local shop. Best bike shop in the West. Shout out to Jeff Kramer. And then my bibs are for my Zwift team. Team Dirt. Dad's Inside Riding Trainers. I'd like to say this was a very strategic choice. Part of it was we hadn't done laundry in a few days and we're getting close to the bottom of the barrel. But it works. Geraint is slowly getting closer. Daniel Riggs, I see you're talking about Zwift crashing. Typically, say 90% of the time, when Zwift crashes in a big ride like this, it would be more than 95% of the time. Zwift crashes because your hardware can't handle it. I'm not saying that's not Zwift's fault. Maybe they should, code it to be a little more friendly with underpowered hardware, but that's the problem. If Zwift doesn't crash when you're just doing easy free rides, but it does crash when you're in a group ride of 2,700 people, it's because your hardware can't handle what it's throwing at it. Time to buy a gaming PC. Will Webb, good point about a companion app. Would be the way to go to see the messages. Still think there's a whole lot of questions coming across that Geraint's never going to answer. He would just be steadily typing the entire ride if he did. Alright. Go to an easier gear. Drop back to Geraint. Keep saying I'm going to drop back, but I'm not. American's way back there. I wonder what their strategy is for deciding whether they should ride together or not. Will, there is a lot of hardware detection and graphic scaling already happening. I would say Zwift is one of the more compatible games in terms of hardware that it supports. But that said, if it's crashing, you're running supported hardware and it's crashing on large rides, that means they need to do more, I guess, to scale back, graphics detail and all that stuff, and make it still work. There's a lot. I mean, if you run Zwift in medium quality or low quality, and then look at it in ultra quality, there's a big difference for sure. Level of detail and lots of other things. Closer to Geraint. about to enter the wonderful village of Saddle Springs, close to the end of this flat desert section. See some of my dirt teammates here. Good times. I already raced once today and showered and changed. Now I'm on my second ride. Second shower. Yeah, his Zwifter's got his Zwift. I'm not actually pushing Telmo. I don't want to get too far away from Geraint. He's still behind. I'm just getting out of the saddle because it's comfy. I already did my pushing. Did the Tour de Zwift stage, stage 4 race. 2 laps of Watopia Hilly reverse. And oh boy, that KOM is not friendly to larger fellows. Riding next to Chris Snook right now. He's the PR guy at Zwift. I get a lot of emails from him. Mass emails with announcements of big Zwift events, new Zwift features, that sort of stuff. Staying on brand with my Zwift water bottle, but Skinny Z. Throwback Thursday, right? Like Danny Rose in here too. Ooh. Monica downstairs sipping tea. Where the first attacks happen on this course. A little 2%, 3% ramp up into the redwoods. But, once again, easy. Gotta support my team leader, Geraint. Strava meltdown coming. That's true. 2,700 people uploading the same ride. $35 hours a week of training. Wowzers. Some funny comments coming across. Geraint says he works out about 35 hours a week, and the guy comes across and says, I work 37 hours a week, you slacker. I work 40, plus a daily commute. Alright. The glorious redwoods. Great part of the course. So scenic, visual. Actually reminds me of riding here. I live in Northern California. About an hour's drive from the redwood forests. But this is a butt kicker in a race. These rollers and little climbs, man. Well, they get me. Geraint's actually getting further away. Alright, the KOM's coming up. Go easy on that. The official start of the KOM. Kind of a funny KOM though, because it goes pretty flat here at the beginning. Almost like a false flat. Never really gets steep. Pretty light. I don't understand why people keep on writing questions. Geraint isn't answering them. Answering like 1 out of every 50 questions. Still are on the KOM, but it's all flat. Kind of the start of the real climb. I'm not sure why the KOM start line is so far back. Pete Noble's in here. Pete works for Swift HQ out of the London office. Helps with events, and he was my roommate when I went to Eurobike this year. Cool guy. Nice young man. And I see Nat Showman in here. Works in marketing at Swift. I interact with her on a regular basis. Geraint's getting a little closer. Good. Keep easy up this climb. Here's the top of the KOM. Just message, hey Geraint, are you pushing on the limit? Because I am too. No, he is not. It's probably a one-legged drill for him. Got a couple miles left here. I think closer to 3. 2.5, 3 miles. Leave will bring us to the Rock Arch, which will be the end of this one lap ride. coasting easy here, trying to get back to where he is. I believe I can fly. Stuck for coming up. Take some vanity photos. Where is he? There he is. Hard to get a shot. This twisty part of the course. Geraint's moving up. He's back to attack. He's going for it. I don't think that countdown to the distance is right. Unless it's a custom. Oh, it is a custom line. There it is. Good times.
Ride on! Ride on!
Well, I guess that's it, folks. I'm going to sign off. Thanks for watching, and maybe I'll do it again sometime. We'll see. See you later. Right on.